Hello, and welcome back to stage 4 of Race Watopia. This is my second go around at this one. So if you didn't watch the my first try, I'll leave a little pop-up link in the corner. But so basically last time I started out very badly. And missed a move in the front, and then kind of struggled to try to catch it and bridge over, and I did not do it, so it was quite bad. So on this race, I was determined to hang with the front group and not let anybody get away, and I successfully did that. I did finish with the front group, but I think kind of at the detriment to my my kick or my finish. So I didn't actually throw down the best last lap or last hill there. So the course is the Volcano circuit counterclockwise, and this is Cat C. And if you've ridden it before or if you saw the last race, you know that at the end of each lap there's a kind of a little hill before the finish, so that most of the time that's where the attacks will come on that last incline up to the finish. So I didn't have much left for that, but I was happy, definitely happy that I raced a little bit smarter this time, and didn't kill myself in the first 5 minutes, to give some like rough power and finishing numbers. So last race I ended up finishing with a average of 3 watts per kilogram, and I was at 35, a little over 35 minutes. This time it was much smoother. My watts per kilogram was 3.3. I ended up finishing almost 4 minutes faster, so it was like 31 minutes, 31 and a half minutes ish. I'm much happier with that, and the way that was done. So I'm happy to report that maybe I'm learning a little something about racing. Well, I mean, that kind of remains to be seen, but I think the second try, obviously, you kind of learn from your mistakes. So that probably where that came from. But if we take a look at the racing, so pretty big pack forms kind of at the front here, and I should say there's also quite a bit more people in this race than there was at the last race. I guess just because of the times that I was doing it. Last race, although I was multiple minutes behind the leader, I was in 10th, so it was only a small group that had gotten away. This time I was only, I think I finished maybe 20 seconds or so behind the winner, and I finished at 27th. So it's a relatively big group that's in the front here. I think there were probably, I can't really remember exactly, but maybe 30 or 40 people in the front. So there's over 100 in the race. So, a big front group. And the chat gets a little bit spicy. Somebody was talking about bad burrito usage, and then kind of he heard it from everybody else. Obviously, I think somebody else mentions that the pace was quite slow. I didn't feel that. I was every lap, the end of every lap, and that little hill, I was struggling to keep with this pack. So I don't know where he got his slow from, but the burrito usage is interesting. So if you don't know, I mean, in Zwift, the burrito, as far as I know anyway, the burrito makes it so that nobody can use your draft. So it kind of kills the draft behind you. I think it used to also kind of kill the draft in front of you, so like you couldn't draft off anybody. But I think anyway that they've kind of kind of fixed that. I guess it used to be a bug. So now I think it's only the draft behind you. What it would be good for, I mean, I don't really use it, but what it would be good for is if you were trying to make a move off the front, you could presumably use your burrito power up so that nobody could draft off of you and then like kind of sprint around you at the end. So yeah, I think that's the idea for people like me that mainly just try to hang on. If you're hanging on the back, or if you're trying to bridge a gap over to a front group, something like that, it's not really helpful. As I mean, I don't really care if anybody's drafting off me. Actually, in a way, I kind of want people to draft on me because it means that there's going to be more of a group with me to try to either hang on or to try to bridge any sort of gaps. So, I want as many people around as possible to do that. So I'm not making any solo moves. So I most of the time I just bin the burrito. But there was somebody in here that was very very animate about people not using the burritos right. You'll see people just throw burritos in the group. I think that's their way of just getting rid of them. I mean, they do absolutely nothing. But he was very adamant that people weren't using them correctly, and it slowed down the whole group. And I don't know if he was going for a GC spot or something like that, but I think people assumed that then he was gonna win. I don't think he ends up winning. I'd have to go back and look, but yes, it's quite funny. Or he's just trying to wind everybody up. Maybe that might be what he's after. So just look. No, he ends up 16th. Is 7 or 8 seconds behind the winner. So I mean, he doesn't end up winning, but not a big deal. Just quite funny. All right, so you see me at the end of this first lap. Well, this is just the lead in, but you see me at the end of this first lap. Kind of a little gap opens up on that hill, and then I kind of catch back up, and that's generally what happens at each lap. The end of each lap, that hill kind of puts me at I get dropped a little bit, and then spend the next little while just jumping back on. But I do successfully each lap. The second to last lap, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to do that, or wasn't sure that I was going to be able to do that. But I do, so it's good. I'm happy with that. Let's see, anything else to discuss before we speed up? I don't think so. It is interesting to note, I think, as I was talking about the stats for the last race versus this one, I end up, last race, I end up with the lower overall watts per kilogram for the average for the whole race. But I think I end up with a much higher 5-minute average the previous race, even though I end up 4 minutes behind. So I'm thinking that first 5 minutes of that race, I was trying to catch back onto the front group, or just hold on to the front group, and it wasn't working. But that's where that 5 minute blip comes from. And this one is much smoother. So so we'll go ahead and speed it up here. You can watch everything unfold. Not a whole lot of tactics other than just trying to stay here, and then we'll pick it up before the climb at the end. Okay, and pick it up at the end. So a little over half mile to go now. Sort of just coming into the that last hill at the end of each lap, and I'm I'm tired. I'd say at this point. My heart rate's 173 ish now. That's on the high side, I guess, for me. And you see in this little hill, somebody throws a ghost beforehand, sort of jumps off. Then people are speeding up for this hill. I do not have anything left, so I very quickly jump on to the back. So everybody kind of slowly peels away from me. But I'm pretty happy with the overall effort, which was good. I think it probably levels off in here, I guess, a little bit, and then kicks up again right towards the finish. So if I remember right, I do try to put in a little bit of a sprint, which is something that I've been trying to do, no matter what place I end up being in. But overall, I'm happy with this. Happy to finish, basically with the front group, or at least be able to hang with the front group through most of the race, and also improved by multiple minutes from the last time. So so it's a good race. And I think, like I said, I end up on Zwift Power, I think I end up being 27th, something like that, only about 20 seconds off the leader. But my power curve was pretty good. You'll see in a second. So the timeline here, you see the efforts on the hills. Those are the orange blips that pop up, and power was pretty good. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.